And also interestingly, US President Donald Trump sees no reason to block Saudi Arabian investments into the United States despite the concerns over the missing journalist. Now, Trump's insistence not to stop the business dealings with Riyadh comes amidst a growing chorus to impose sanctions on the conservative Gulf monarchy. Now, Trump fears losing out on the supply of weapons which are worth a whopping $110 billion to Saudi Arabia. He said that Russia and China would in fact take advantage if Washington were to try isolate Riyadh and not go ahead with the $110 billion defense deal with Saudi Arabia.
Mr. President, will Jamal Khashoggi's case affect the way you deal with MBS or other Saudi?
We have to see what happens. A lot of work's being done on that, and we're going to have to see what happens. I don't like stopping massive amounts of money that's being poured into our country. I know they're talking about different kinds of sanctions, but they're spending $110 billion on military equipment and on things that create jobs, like jobs and others for this country. I don't like the concept of stopping an investment of $110 billion into the United States. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to take that money and spend it in Russia or China or someplace else.
Now, Donald Trump also went on to state that putting sanctions on the U.S. ally Saudi Arabia is just not worth it financially because Jamal Khashoggi is not a U.S. citizen.
Well, do you think they should pay a price if it's
Yeah, there'll be something that has to take place. First, I want to find out what happened, and we're looking. Again, this took place in Turkey. And to the best of our knowledge, Khashoggi is not a United States citizen. Is that right? Or is that right?
And also the United States had sealed, remember, a multi-billion-dollar arms deal with Saudi Arabia. It had solidified a decades-long alliance of America with the world's largest oil exporter. Remember, the president is facing pressure from lawmakers back home to punish Saudi Arabia over the disappearance of the journalist. Donald Trump has maintained that the United States is in fact being very tough as it looks into the case of Jamal Khashoggi, who has been a strident critic of the present Saudi leadership under Mohammed bin Salman. He is also a contributor to the Washington Post newspaper as well.